What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to discuss whether or not you should pull for Terry or Mary. Now, all of you know pretty much right now that Terry and Mary are at the top of the meta food chain, but you also know that more than likely in the next banner that we're going to get, whoever the characters may be, they're probably going to be even more power creep. Something to keep in mind whenever you're pulling for any kind of character in any banner is the amount, the dot that they have. You know, how valuable is that dot for you? I mean, do you need a character for Guild Raid, right? If you need a character for Guild Raid, good to see Rugal back. If you need a character for Guild Raid, do you need Shock? Do you need Starlight? Do you need Burn? I mean, what dot do you actually need? I can't go in there right now because we just had a reset, right? What dot do you need, right? And something that I want to, stress here is that we don't always need the meta characters, right? If you're a meta chaser, then obviously you're going to go for Mary and Terry. But you should always have fun playing these games, right? You know, I'm at a point in the game where I still play all my favorite characters. I still play Rugal sometimes. I still play Leona all the time, right? I still use a lot of the characters that are not considered meta anymore because they're still strong enough, more than strong enough, to get the scores that I need in these game modes, right? It's not that difficult at all, especially if you've gotten certain characters within the past year. So, having Mary and Terry or any new character that's coming might not be that relevant for you, right? Or maybe you're just going to be waiting for your favorite characters. And that's another thing. If Terry and Mary aren't your favorite characters, then don't pull for them. Wait for a character that will be your favorite, because more than likely KOF is going to give us, a character that you love. Maybe you have a character in mind that doesn't have an SS or BS version, you're just waiting for him, and more than likely Kofus will probably give us a BS or SS version of that character, depending on who the character is, right? You should always keep in mind also the dot that you need. When it comes to Mary, it's Shock, right? When it comes to Terry, it's Burn, which lots of characters have Burn. It's a pretty relevant dot at this point in the game, but he also does have Starlight, a very sought after dot for Guild Raid, right? Not for anything else, but for Guild Raid, it's a very sought after dot. And they are meta characters, and they are godly in this new Guild Boss challenge right here, right? They're just insane in that thing, as well as the Guilty Gear characters. But if you're just, like at A2, right? If you got your character at A2, normally I would tell you if you have your character at A2 and you're close to this pity, then you should go to the pity and go ahead and get that character. However, the thing that always would incentivize me to tell you to do that or advise you to do that is that you would get a stone once you get your character A3. Well, because Netmarble did this crap where they actually had the codex be gone 6 days before this event actually ends, before this banner ends, you can't get the stone. So if you have the character at A2, I mean, if you're close to the pity, you might as well go ahead and go to the pity. If you already have the rubies to go ahead and pick up that character, you might as well, right? Because if you do go to the pity and you do get them at A3, maybe you're not going to get the original stone for them, which sucks, but you are going to be able to put, the third stone and the last two stones on the character, right? Which is going to make them more godly, right? I mean, once you get them to A3, then you're going to actually unlock the moon and star-shaped stones, and you can actually put stones on them here. So it's still worth it. It just sucks that Netmarble removed the final stone from this event 6 days before this ends. It really irks me, honestly, that they did that. I mean, it really pisses me off that they did that. It just sucks so much. And obviously, whoever your favorite character is, you really should just wait. Right? All the new banners, something you can always expect, guys, for the most part, not always, but like all year, last year, we had one banner that wasn't major power creep, and that was Kay and Kula. That was the only one that wasn't major power creep, right? Those were pretty balanced characters. All the other banners have been power creep after power creep after power creep. So, if your favorite character doesn't have a BS or SS version, more than likely they're going to get one in the future, right? Or if you're a meta chaser and don't really have a lot of rubies right now, then just wait. Don't pull for these characters and just wait for the next characters, because more than likely it's going to be power creep. Now, it might be power creep, using a different dot, right? They might have a different dot available. Maybe you don't have a character that has darkness, and maybe they're going to bring in a new character that has darkness that's going to be a meta, or things of that nature, right? So that's also something else to keep in mind as far as pulling. But, we're really at a point in this game where I think people should just pull for their favorite characters, right? Just pull for your favorite characters. If you're having trouble in a game mode that you're trying to do well in, you're trying to get a higher score, look for the dot that that game mode needs. You know, if you're trying to play against Guild Raid and you need Starlight, then you're looking for a Starlight character. You know, if you're playing on Lunatic against Nightmare Geese and you're looking for a shock character that can get it done, right? Ignis, Mary, you know, if you're if you're having trouble in Immortal Dungeons, look at the dot that you actually need and then go from there as far as deciding on what character you should choose from a banner. And one quick little tip for you guys is in the Melody of Love crafting event, right? This is an event where we can actually get some gold hammers, or we'll have a chance of getting some gold hammers from these boxes. Something to keep in mind, guys, is that you're only going to get so many of these right here, right? And you're going to get them from the Valentine Roulette, right? We're getting so many of these tickets every single day. And right now you guys can see that I have 90 of these things. Now this is going to vary for everybody. Actually, on my free-to-play account, I only have like 60 of these. I've been actually a lot luckier on my main account than my free-to-play account, which is kind of weird. It doesn't usually work out that way, but yeah, that's the way it's working out. And you only need one of these notes, whereas you need 3 of these, you need 2 of these, right? These things are actually very easily farmable. So a tip that I can give you guys is just keep pulling in your roulettes every day. Just keep going into the roulette, right? And watching your ads. It's not going to show ads now because I'm on PC client, but watch your ads, gain all your tickets every day, do this every day, and see how many of these notes you actually get before you start, you know, farming the living hell out of these notes right here. That's what I'm going to do because I'm finding that I can gain these notes very fast, guys. On my free-to-play account, the first day, I already have like 700 of these things. Just a ridiculous amount. I just farmed in one day on my free-to-play account. So I would advise everybody just to try to get as many of these things as you can. Again, it's going to be an RNG thing because you're getting them from the roulette. Just see how many that you get and then go from there and decide how much you actually need to farm in the story mode and in the battle card dungeon, right? So that way you don't use as much AP. You might end up with a whole bunch of these extra resources, and no matter what box that you go for, you still need these notes right here. Well, except for the last one. Well, actually, you can just use your... Well, never mind. Yeah, I mean, you could use the extra excess of notes for this last box if you want. Although in the last box, I mean, you get some Soul Dust Gold. I mean, personally, I would just conserve on my AP because we always have rush dungeons and what so have you, and just pull for these gold hammers. So you actually would just need all 3 of these. I mean, it's going to depend on the player, guys, as far as, you know, what you're actually going to do here. But I would just advise all of you just to pull in the roulette for a while, or maybe even to the last day, or maybe second or third to the last day of this event, and see how many of these things you got, and then just see how much you need to farm for in story mode and battle card dungeon. That way you don't have an extra excess of these and you don't use as much AP as you actually need to. So this is the last day for pulling for Terry and Mary, and if you are going to pull for them, I wish you good luck, and we'll see what Kopus is going to throw at us next. So let me know how y'all doing in the game, and I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, y'all. Take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.